What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Homestead Dan for yet another video. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's okay. Today, I'm not going to be talking about something that has anything to do with homesteading or building anything or anything like that. I guess I kind of will touch on the topic of homesteading because it has something to do with it, but it's not necessarily something that you can come and learn something from, or maybe you can. It depends on who you are and how you view it and, what you think about it. But somebody on TikTok, and yes, I do have a TikTok. I will leave the link down in the description. Somebody was viewing my content on TikTok and they said something along the lines of, yeah, I see your affinity for plants and animals and such and so forth. I actually responded to that and by saying that I don't necessarily love the content that I'm posting. I do it out of necessity. And I'm not sitting here saying that I don't love what I'm doing out here. I don't love being out here. I absolutely do. But for me, I do it out of necessity rather than, oh, I'm doing something that I love. No, I'm not doing something that I love. If I was doing something that I love, I would probably be making music because I actually like and love to make music, in which some of the music that I actually do make, you can actually hear it in the background of some of my videos. I make my own music for my own videos, so you'll hear some of it. But anyway, I do it out of necessity because, one, I see me creating this content as a job. And like any job, you earn something or you make something from it. So I know that there are people who like this type of content, who like the homesteading lifestyle, which there are different types of homesteading lifestyles. There's not every one homesteading lifestyle is the same. So there's different types of homesteading lifestyles and different perspectives that people can enjoy. I know people like cat videos. I know people like dog videos. People love cats, people love dogs, people love animals like chickens. When we get more developed and have other animals, we're gonna have sheep, pigs, whatever. That's further down the line. And I'll be able to film that content, post it, and other people will be able to enjoy it. But I don't necessarily do it because I love to do it. I do it because I need to do it. I understand that there are others who enjoy, or they have a need to feel like they need to know homesteading information, or they just need to look at a cat video, or they just need to look at a dog video, or they just love to look at chickens, and they love to look at animals. They just love the scenery. There's, for everything, there's a need. And whenever there's a need that needs to be met, I understand that there's a possibility of something to be made. And whether that be money, or let's say for my YouTube channel, I need views. So in order for me to get views, I need to supply something like content. What content do I supply? So I supply cat videos, like I said before, dog videos. I supply homesteading videos. I supply informative information about, plants and even chickens and animals and such and so forth. Mesquite trees and stuff like that. Texas, clay, dirt. These are the things that I supply. And I understand that whenever there's a need that needs to be met, you can make something from it. And because I am satisfying the needs of, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a need, but even the desires of people who like this form of content, I understand I'm going to be earning views. I understand I'm going to be earning likes. I understand I'm going to be earning engagement, which is, all those are considered engagement to me. And then potentially I will also earn something, maybe monetary value, for my content and my time. And my time is very valuable. Time is very valuable. It's the most valuable thing that everybody has on this earth. But you got some people who don't value their time and they like to waste their time. Me, I'm not like that. I like to value my time, and I spend my time editing videos, putting content out, and satisfying the needs and desires of others by supplying informative information and just overall the desire of nature, the desire of cats, the desire of dogs. Now, we had 10 cats. We don't have 10 cats no more. Fortunately, a lot of them have went their own way. Even my favorite cat, Cookie. Cookie was the man cat. That was the dude. That was my dude right there. But I gotta share that story about me and Cookie, man, because he's no longer here, unfortunately. So we went from 10 down to like 7 cats. We had our cats for a purpose, We had our cats for, to stop, snakes and other rodents that like to crawl here. That was the reason why we had our cats. But I knew that we had a resource, and our resource that we were in abundance of was cats. And I'm not saying that my cats are a resource, but I'm just saying we had a lot of cats. And so I'm like, okay, for me, I look at what resources we have around here that's in abundance. And I think that this is something that everybody should look at, take the time to examine and look at what's around you and actually value those things that's around you that other people may not have or even experience. Not everybody has a cat. Not everybody wants a cat, but they like to watch cat videos and so on and so forth. They don't necessarily like to own a cat, but they wouldn't necessarily mind watching a cat in a video. And so I utilized interactions of my cats that they were having with each other, and I knew that that was in the form profitable. I have dogs. I don't take videos of my dog too often, but I do have dogs. We have an overabundance of chickens here, and so I understand that not everybody understands what a chicken looks like. They'll eat chicken all day long, but they not necessarily understand what a chicken looks like. And so I provide that opportunity for people to understand exactly what they're putting in their mouth, which is a bird called a chicken. So I let everybody see, roosters and the hens and the eggs and all this stuff. Not everybody knows where the egg comes from. Again, whenever there's a need that needs to be met, there's something to be made, whether it be money, whether it be the growth of a business, engagement, whatever it may be. And I oftentimes think that, if you can understand it, most people don't necessarily value the lifestyle that they're in. I consider it lifestyle content. Not everybody lives this lifestyle. Not everybody lives in the country. Not everybody growing their own food. There's a lot of people who consider it, but not everybody lives it. That's how I see it. It's like I'm supplying something for those who are without. And I think that's something that people can learn when it comes to content creating, when it comes to live streaming, and when it comes to anything business related, anything. The same principle applies across the board. In theory, I'm saying that. And I think this is coming from the concept of give and it shall be given unto you. What do you have to give? You might not consider that you have a whole lot to give, but if you examine what you already have, and the most powerful tools that any individual have is their hands and their mind, their ability to receive, and then using their hands to create. I think that's the most powerful tool that anybody has. And utilizing everything that you have around you, good, bad, or indifferent. It doesn't matter if you have the most high quality video or not. I think people should understand that people still enjoy old music. People still enjoy older video games, Nintendo 64 video games, Super Nintendo video games. And as crappy or as bad as the graphics are, people still enjoy that. And so I see content like that. And if you think of like how I think, it actually almost adds a bit of a different flavor to your own content or your own video. I don't know if everybody knows who Al Green is. Al Green has very, very popular music, but he made music back, I believe, in the 70s. And a lot of his music was gritty. How people would like to call it low fidelity music, but it was good music. It sounded like, it was drowned out. Not a whole lot of high frequencies in it, but it was very good music. And compared to today's music sounds crystal clear, but it really just depends on the quality of the content. If you have good quality content, it doesn't matter how it looks, as long as what's being said in the video is really good and it's quality. And I think that's one of the many fears that people have when it comes to content creating, is like, oh, I need 4K video quality. I need, a whole studio setup. I need this, I need that. No, if you make good with what you got now, just imagine what you can do when you actually have that studio that you want, or that 4K quality camera that you want, instead of just getting the 4K quality camera and then making crappy content with it. And that's something that I found myself doing. I was in a predicament where I was putting out content. I was putting out this homesteading content. At first, I did have a very good camera. I had a 4K camera and my phone broke. I had 3 phones when I moved out here. My phone broke. And then I was left with I don't want to call my phone crappy, but the camera was crappy. And my camera did actually go crap on me. My video quality began to suffer, but I still made the content. And actually some of my better videos that got a lot of views, which I don't necessarily understand why, was done with a crappy camera. And I was still uploading the videos. I was still uploading my content. Some of those videos I got, a couple thousand views on it, a couple likes, but I was still pushing out the videos because I had the mindset of, okay, I know that there's people who play an old video game or listen to old music and they enjoy that, the pixelated, type of stuff. And so that's how I saw my content. And that's why I continued on pushing it out, irregardless of whether it had to look appeal or not. I'm saying that to look at your content in that manner versus thinking like, oh, you got to have the latest technology and stuff like that. You really, really don't. As long as you have the quality of your content, you really, 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 really don't need your top quality stuff. Anyway, now again, I say that to say this. I'm not sitting here saying that I don't love my cats, I don't love my animals, I don't love my chicken and stuff. I'm doing this stuff out of necessity. I'm growing food out of necessity. I'm doing everything that I'm doing out of necessity, not because I love it, but because I'm doing it out of necessity. And the reason why I'm doing it out of necessity, one, because I want to make money from this. But 2, ever since the year of the 2020 vision, I think that was a very, very eye-opening experience for a lot of people, especially when things that were comfortably convenient, were no longer convenient at all. And it was a struggle to get certain things. I think with that said, that's going to lead me into my next video. So peace and God bless to everybody. I will see you all in the next video.